One unanswered text back triggered my fear of rejection. Hey everybody, it's Ruth Marquise, your favorite homegirl. Well, like with all of the wedding shenanigans, just like that is my fiance, that is my fiance, this about to be a wife, she's about to be she's a wife, y'all. Finally, I can tell y'all I'm a wife, okay? Not that wife is the biggest thing, it's just the biggest thing to me right now. And I've been a wife for 2 months and I couldn't say anything, so I finally can like let the cat out of the bag. All right, so everything was beautiful. The wedding, you'll see videos coming. I'm working on it tonight. Everything was beautiful. Like, it was like not even just regular beautiful, it was beyond beautiful. It was very, very nice, very, very classy wedding, right? And it was just beautiful. Like, and more to come. The pictures came out, the videos coming out, but I'm gonna get back to this. And so we had this moment where I had one of my friends, she loved me down. Like, she went above and beyond. Like, I've been crying on and off since the wedding for the level of gratitude that I have for people. God showed me who I have behind me. God showed me who wants to support me. God shows me who doesn't care for me. Like, everything came out. People that tried and everything was against them, and I still appreciate the effort or whatever. And they couldn't be there, and it was okay. But for this particular one, because she went above and beyond, right? What I thought a friend would do for me, and I was like stuck. I've been in moments where I just didn't have $20 to feed my kids. Like, that was like years ago, right? It was bad, and I had like somebody, like, I'm like, if I'm down, a little bit, like I don't have nothing, they'll give me that little bit and I have to pay them back and all that. But this one, she went like above and beyond, and it was just like, I couldn't even believe it. I just was not expecting that. So everything was great, and then after the wedding was over, like, I think that I know she was busy, and I knew that it was like a risk, but she sent me a long text telling me the wedding, was beautiful and awesome and everything, and do I want the, the decorations and things like that. And then when I sent her a text back, there was no response. But then I was like, is she mad at me? And it was just because people do stuff for you, and then they talk so much trash about you behind your back. Like, it don't even make sense, to the point where people, and this is a cultural thing or a people thing or whatever, right? Everybody does it, everybody. But I'm just saying, like, it's a thing where you can't take help from people because they're going to talk really bad about you. And so what do you do when you really, really need help, And I know it's a wedding, so it's something that's a want, and I've already got married, so it's like, but I had everything that I dreamed of. Like, I didn't expect, a beautiful ring, and I didn't expect a bigger wedding, and I was getting everything, so it wasn't adding up. I know when God is moving, so it wasn't making sense. So I was like, why can't I just finish this little bit that I have to do? This was not even the hardest task, but it turned out so hard. And then when it was all said and done, I was like, what if she just turns on me? What if she just tells me, like, I did all this, and I need this and I need that, and she, and it was none of that. It was none of that. She was just busy. But I noticed there was a lot of chatter in my mind, and I couldn't help but think about my viewers, and like how you don't want to start a YouTube channel because you feel like people are going to judge you, or they're going to reject you, or they're like, you know, like for me to talk about certain things, like I just to reveal that I had a employment, you know what I mean? And it's hard because it's like days like this is hard in real estate. You know, I even though like yesterday I would have been like probably bad to do the video because I lost the deal yesterday. Turns out it ain't over till it's over, till God says it's over, right? But I was like, this is why I have employment, because you can have a full deal in effect, everything is going well, and something happens and it's not closing and you don't get a dime. I'm owed money, but I can't collect it because it's just bad. It's bad, like it's not in practice to be like, yeah, you still owe me money. Real estate agents have it hard in that way, and everybody wants to talk about the checks, but they don't talk about all the L's the average real estate agent takes. And right now I am the average real estate agent. I'm not the average one, that got kicked out of the business, but I'm still the average. Like, I'm not making what I want to make, and I know what I'm doing, but I'm not making what I want to make right now. So it was just like, girl, she is not mad at you, and why are you doing this? But I had to deal with people. I had to deal with a lot of people that I had to forgive for just being like, they were being themselves, but they didn't know me, and maybe they didn't know my heart, and maybe they didn't know me. That's how I know how they were acting, even though it was mean. And it was like they're laughing at me, talking about me, and stuff was being said in rooms, and I heard it back, and they didn't know my heart. But when it came down to it, I was being a good person to them when I didn't even know them. And you know, once they see me in that light, they stop acting that way, and they start giving love to me and showing me love. Did you like my nails? It's so cute, right? I know. And I was just so much like emotions going on. I was just like, I'm Cinderella. Like, the wedding was so beautiful. I felt like a princess. Like, low key, I had to get in the limo, but there was like trash in my front door. So the limo guy had to move the trash. I'm like, this is the one day that the city didn't pick up the trash. And I'm like, I came out on trash day, and it was crazy, but I was like, I'm not gonna let that bother me. And you know, I just felt like I was gonna be Cinderella, and I was gonna just go back to being in rags and a pumpkin, and you know. And have you ever just been up there and you just don't even want to be up? You don't even want to win anymore because you got to go back to losing. And it's not like I'm a loser, but it's just that this part of my life, I can't do nothing about it. And I am doing something about it, but I just felt like for so long, I can't like rock out like I want to. I can't be that superstar real estate agent like I want to. I can't, like, what it would require is putting my family in danger, and I just refuse to do that. Like, kudos to the men that can just put their family on the line, but I'm a mom, you know, like I'm a real mom, and I'm not trying to crown these people internet, but I'm a real mom, you know what I mean? Like if my kids is like, when they were young, now I can't because my bill's way too high, right? But when they were like misbehaving, I was like, I will quit my job and be your mom. Like, don't play with me. Get your act together so I don't have to be here. Because if my kids needed me, I was gonna just stay at home and be with them, and that was that. And I made so many different ways. Like, I'm looking at myself, I'm looking tired, and I'm like, I never look like this. I look a little like a little kid sometimes, but now it's like bags in my, I don't get enough sleep. So it's just like looking at myself, like I know I'm winning, but it just feels like if you don't win in every area, you're losing. I had to go back to work, and so it was so hard to go back to work knowing, you know, like I keep getting knocked off my horse, and I'm winning in one way, but I'm just like, you know, losing. And I'm just like, I go back to work and I'm like, you should quit. People just coming left and right to quit. I was like, nah, I ain't quitting now, because, you know, there's one thing like to quit your job, and it's another thing to do when the devil trying to set you up. I said, the fact that you over here telling me to quit my job, lady, I know I'm supposed to stay, because I don't never listen. I do the opposite of what the enemy is telling me to do. Because, like, what you here for? I had to have so much peace to get where I am. I was like, that sounds like a trick, and I'm not doing that. But anyway, I felt like I was tired of being rejected, and that people that actually really love me really reject me, and I have good reason. I have good reason. I have so many people that say they love me, and when I need them, when I need them to protect me, when it's their interest at heart, they're gonna go for their interest. You see what I'm saying? And that's the part. And I'm like, but I don't love like that. I love you. It's almost like I love people like more than I love myself. And I don't have friends that love me more than they love. They're not gonna put themselves like out, but she literally did. She literally put herself out for me, and like broke the bank for me. And I'm like, I've never had that happen. So I can now take that back and say, no, I really do have friends that will break the bank for me, that will put themselves out for me, that will give of their like time, their energy, their effort, you know. I had another friend that threw me a bridal shower, and at the last moment, and like used her facility, and you know, really don't mind my son, he's like moving around back there. Get the pillow. Oh, I forgot the pillow. You need my sweater? Use that for a pillow. My son's sleeping back there. But they just like, and to feel like that is the opposite of rejection. So and even the people that rejected me, they were kind of like accepting me. So it just was like, for all I had to go through, I was literally rejected, then accepted, and then you're gonna talk about the people that love you still don't want you. And I'm like, what is going on? What is the story in your head that you keep telling yourself that nobody wants you, nobody is going to show up for you, right? You have to get unstuck from the fear of judgment and rejection. You have to. You cannot stay there. It is stopping you from your progress. I guess because they rejected, you know, they were saying like, oh, he can't buy the house because he owes this and he owes that. And so that felt like a rejection too. And I was just like, how do I come from this like beautiful place? Like the wedding was beautiful. Was it stressful? Yes. Did everything go exactly perfect at the right time? No. Was everything structured, well organized, and beautiful? Absolutely. Everything went well. Not a hitch, maybe slight delay, but not a hitch, right? And to go from there, to go back to, well, now I have to go to my normal life where, you know, people not doing what they're supposed to do, and I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life, and I have to deal with that. You know, I feel like that life is rejecting me in a way where it's like, what felt like I felt uneasy, you know. And then, but it was good today to go to work because I mean, I love them kids. Like, I work with children, and we were just loving on each other yesterday because you have to get used to them, like, and they can be irritating. I love my babies, but they're irritating sometimes when I haven't been around, like being like, hey, this, that, like when they don't have me to like keep them on track, they can get a little rowdy. And so I was dealing with the rowdiness, but today I felt like, ooh, I miss my babies. I only have a month with them, and then I'm never going to see them until I bump into them on the street. Let me enjoy it, right? And so that's where I'm at with all that. But even that, I was feeling rejected. Like, you know, it's just, things are not there. It feels out of place. It feels like everything that was comfortable and home is not home anymore. And you know what happened? You have to go back and you have to remember. I remember, and I walked through the grocery store. What's going on? I don't know. I walked through the grocery store where this guy was like jingling his change, and I was like, I remember that time where I had to get all the change, and we don't even save change, and I had to get all the change, put it in the Coinstar thing, and try to buy like a thing of ground beef so I can cook my kids some food. And it was our last meal, and you know, my daughter had $5 and she wanted to spend her $5 on like kid stuff, and I had to decide if am I gonna make her a mother or keep her a child. And I was like, go ahead girl, spend your points. I have, right? Because we give people too much power over their opinions. We care too much about what people are going to think. And I know I'm not that person, but because something is new and vulnerable and decorating, I didn't know like how much it cost. That I really didn't know what it would cost. So I'm trying to make it work in the whole wedding budget at the same time. And it was like people were just like, they were being mean. They were mean girling me. That's what I felt like. I was being mean girl. And I was looking at the lens of the person that was the professional. I'm like, I'm not an expert though, so I shouldn't judge this by somebody that has been doing this for a long time. I should just judge this by how I actually would do and if it looks good for me. And it did. People were like, oh my gosh, I want to take a picture, or I want to take these home. It was so beautiful. So number one, what I would say is notice the story you tell yourself when you're feeling judged. If you feel rejected, if you feel judged, you know, it's like, I feel like the other shoe was going to drop when she didn't answer my text. And I know it's like making a big deal about a text, but I was like, why am I feeling this? Because I know this is not her. But I really was like, you know how you feel like that's all you got, you know? And it's just, it makes you feel like you have lack, like you have a lack of support and a lack of people around you. But the wedding showed me that I have so many people that loved me. I mean, the wedding was full of love and support and kindness and forgiveness and joy. You know, like you have to really count your blessings. Like that's, I'm telling you, man, if I felt like, if I really need, like if I really want to move forward in life, I feel like, you know what, people really want to see me win. This is my first time feeling like a room of people that really want to see me win. And so whoever was there was supposed to be there, right? If you can't make it, words I was telling myself were like, if people are trying to sabotage me, there's a conspiracy to see me fail. Like I just, and it backfired. It backfired because when people are not actually doing that, I'm thinking that one little, you know, mishap, that was actually a thing. Like one little thing set everything off. And it was like, it's because I have this fear of rejection. Like people are not doing things because they're rejecting me, and that's a lie. And I felt like I had no one to help, no one to support. Those are like, that's what I'm saying when I said notice the story that you tell yourself when you're feeling rejected. Like, what are you saying? I have nobody. Nobody want to help me, want to see me win, or nobody want to help you, or people just want to tell you to do something but don't support financially, you know. Number two, you have to choose an anchor truth that does not change with other people's opinions. So my anchor truth is that God loves and supports me no matter what, right? And as long as I have him, I'll be able to make it through anything, right? And he will provide anything that I need. So I kept saying God will provide. Number three, practice a simple like breathing and reset, and then just redirect yourself into like what is really true. When you're feeling awkward and you're feeling like you're about to feel rejected again, take a deep breath and say, you know what, that's not it. Somebody decided not to come to my wedding but decided to go elsewhere, and I almost was like, oh my gosh, you know, this person, I said, you know what, that has nothing to do with me. I know I was surrounded by people that loved me, cared for me, respected me, and, you know, wanted to be around me. And anybody else that decided anything else, I don't know what was going on with them. That was their decision. That was their choice. But I'm not going to be sucked in. I'm not going to take it personal. And I normally would have lost a whole afternoon over that thought right there, like going in and talking to my husband about it, or my daughter about it, but or a friend about it. But now, or just thinking, or just praying, or just ruminating, right? But now I kind of let it go. It would, the bad thought came and left in 2 minutes. So I'm telling you, like, whatever you want to do it. Like, you have to like stop overthinking. I know what it's like to overthink every silence, right? And wonder if, am I being compared? Am I being judged? Am I being, you know, ranked? I know what that feels like. So my question to you is, have you ever let comparison make you feel smaller? Have you allowed rejection to make you feel unworthy? If that is your story, or is that how you feel, comment below. Let me know what your story is, and let's start a conversation. I'm building a community for women who want to allow their emotion, like understand their emotions, allow their emotions to use that energy to propel them to the future and to their goals and to what they want, versus ruminating and overthinking on what they don't want. Because I know that has been a part of my problem. I know that I have like so many ways I can make money, but I know that life, stop, start, move up, move back, move up, all that has made it hard to finish things, hard to complete tasks, hard to stay focused, hard to remember what I'm supposed to do and take it all the way. I love the wedding because it showed me I could do big things in a short amount of time. I planned the whole wedding in 60 days. I did have a planner, I did have help, but I had to figure so much on my own, and it all got figured out, and it all got done in the nick of time. Sometime like literally to the moment I stepped foot out the limo with my dress, it was still being done. So I'm letting you know that I'm here for you, and let's talk. Let's build this thing out. I'm so excited about the finally getting movement in my YouTube. We're talking podcast stuff. So I'm really excited about where my future is holding, and I want you to come along on the journey with me. So comment below and let's get it started. And if you have not subscribed yet, do so.